Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to another video. Woo, it has been very, very busy for me working. Sometimes I want to make videos for y'all when I'm out working, but sometimes it's kind of hard to balance, concentrating on properties and, parking and driving and getting back to where I need to go and opening up the camera and just talking. Sometimes I'm multitasking, so I'm sorry, for the long hiatus or the long preludes between videos. If you notice, when I'm more frequent in posting, that's when I'm a little bit freer. I'm not as busy. Sometimes things slow down, so I can upload more and give more time to content. But yeah, it's difficult to really focus on driving and working and then switch my mind over to just chilling and talking to y'all. So I'm not that good yet. But yeah. So I just saw something crazy on TikTok. It was a post by a Filipino lady, and she put a post up warning the other Filipinos about the HIV virus infecting some of them, and that they got sent home. Those who were infected got sent home, and it was in a particular area. It was downtown area called Satwa, which ironically is right behind the neighborhood that is right behind Sheikh Zayed Road. It's a very sought after area, but as anyone who has ever visited the UAE and you go downtown, that's where all of the action happens. People are living glamorously, and they're caught up, basically. So when she posted up that 166 Filipinos tested for the HIV virus last month, at first thing I was like, what? But I'm not surprised, because I just heard that it was from a Kuwaiti, actually, who was reading the news. A news post stating that 33 Emirati men had contracted the HIV virus. May Allah protect us. May Allah. And all the Emiratis were in the comment section like, يستاهلون يعني 33 عائلات مخرب. They destroyed 33 families, destroyed. But that's what they get. That's what the people were saying. Subhanallah. And I was like, that's a'udhu billah, man, that's adhab. That's a punishment. And people gotta remember that Allah is folk. Allah is above, and He let you go for some time. If you don't rectify and fix yourself, then you can get in you'll be destroyed. You'll be destroyed. And men don't think about destroying their families as well. And the women don't think about destroying their bodies. That's what happens when you disobey Allah. But of course, the Filipinos, they weren't Muslim. So the Muslim Filipinos were like, Astaghfirullah, and that's called deserved. And then the others, the non-Muslims, were like, protect yourself, that's why you should only be with one partner. They don't, their minds don't go like, oh, fornication is wrong. Of course not. But the point is, you don't get away with anything. And there's no guarantee that you're not walking away with a disease, even if you, quote unquote, protect yourself. And it's funny enough, this is not even related to, actually committing zina and being afflicted with that. But it's a test. Someone a sister that I know, she was telling me about a sister from Philly who came here. I don't know what she was coming here for. I don't know if it was for work or just trying to move here or what. But the sister was concerned. She said, if I come, I just hope that, I get my test doesn't come back negative falsely, I don't get a positive HIV test and it's false. And I said, what made you say that? She said, because I know a sister who came there, and when she got approved for her visa, but as soon as she went to do her medical came back HIV positive. And she wasn't HIV positive before she left. She got automatically, deported, because that's automatic deportation. And that's all the Muslim countries. You can't be HIV positive unless you are a citizen, of course, because they can't kick you out. But of course they're going to investigate how did you get that. But yeah, you gotta be careful. The sister went back to America and she got retested and she was like, I know I don't have HIV. And of course it came back negative. So the only thing I could think of was, subhanAllah, she was like, I'll never go back there. I will never go back to the UAE, blah, blah, blah. But that story, along with other stories that I've heard, is not related to HIV, but other things where people were here, riding high, had their businesses, and then all of a sudden, it got snatched away from them. Something happened where they had to leave and they never could get back. They could never get back to the UAE. Watch what you say. Watch your intentions and watch what you do. You got a lot of individuals that were in here gatekeeping, thinking that they own the UAE, wanting to cut people out, keep them out, withhold information, exclusivity, telling people how they can't come here, it's too expensive, go to cheaper places, you can't afford it, right? I can't afford it, but you can't. That stuff comes back to you. And there's people right now that's been living here for a long time. They suffering in different ways. Allahu musta'an. But all the stuff, the little sneaky stuff that you thought you were getting over with, it comes back to you in ways that you didn't think. And they can't figure it out. Watch yourself. No one owns Hijrah but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't control where people go. You can't prevent where people come to. You don't have a right. And nor do you have a right to turn them away or send them back anywhere. You don't have a right to do that. And you will be the one replaced. If you did do that and that person got turned away and they went somewhere else or whatever, you were successful at preventing them. That was their test. It wasn't meant for them to be here either. But your turn is coming, because two wrongs, Allah can use someone who's evil to turn another evil person away, but also give that evil person their recompense later. So it doesn't mean that what you did was light or was nothing. No. Payback. Everybody get what they put out. Especially if you don't see nothing wrong with it and you don't make tawbah, you don't rectify your affair, you don't change your thinking. Yeah, that stuff come back to you. So moving on to my son and his Emirati friends. Funny enough, the Emiratis are very, very conservative. They are to themselves and they want to preserve their culture. They want to preserve their religion. And then just like I mentioned, that yes, 33 families or men got infected. They were all, according to the court, allegedly supposed to be married. Wallahu alam. But yes, you have corrupted people everywhere. But the majority of the Emiratis are very conservative. very conservative people. And they hold on to the religion, right? So me and Ziad, I took him to go volunteer. I was taking him to a volunteer meet so he can, he can volunteer. I think it was for like some type of race. Can't remember. And he met a lot of different Arab. And some were Pakistani, born here, so they spoke Arabic as well. But one particular brother who is now Ziad's friend, he didn't want to give Ziad the time of day because he saw how he was dressed and how his hair was. He had like a curly fro and he had the little, street gear on. He was dressed like an American. So they heard of they like, okay, you're American. And I'm cool, right? So Ziad said every time I try to talk to the Emirati brother, he would be like giving one word responses. And he was like, let me get your number, And he was like, I kind of stayed to myself or whatever. He just was like egging him. So he said, we finally sat down and was talking. And the Emirati brother started asking him questions. They're around the same age. Ziad is 20? So they're around the same age. He's a couple years older than Ziad. So he started asking him some questions about different artists, musical artists in the United States. And Ziad was like, I don't know who that is. I don't listen to music. MashaAllah, the brother looked at him and was like, give me a number. Give me a number. So he was standoffish towards him because he didn't know. He like, you're American. I know what Americans are into. I'm cool. So that was his way of testing him. Everyone knows who, well, not everyone, but of course the young people, they know who the different artists are. I don't listen to music and I know who the Emirati was asking my son about because you just can't get on the internet without seeing stuff. Whether it's an interview, somebody's doing a commercial or somebody's whatever. The celebrities are being used in everywhere. They announce when they come over to Saudi Arabia. They announce when they come over to the UAE. You just can't escape it. But Ziad he hears names, but he doesn't know who they are. He don't know the difference between them because he just don't know. But anyway, he was like, no, I don't listen to music. Another Emirati one time I asked him, oh, you from Philadelphia? Oh, so you know Meek Mill? And he was like, Meek Mills? Who is that? No, I don't know who that is. He was like, you don't know Meek Mills? He was like, no, I don't know who that is. So, of course, they're like kind of shocked. That's strange because most young people do. They listen to music. And Jared's just in his own world, though. He's in his own world. But anyway, they're very particular. They were telling him, so that one Emirati brother, they've been friends, mashallah, since that volunteer meet. That was over a year ago. And he introduced him to his other friends, who he's been friends with them for since childhood. And they were just telling them about what not to do. And if you ever have any piercings or necklaces or anything like that, the whole society's gonna look at you like you're crazy. Yes, they see individuals like that, but if you're a Muslim, what in the world are you doing with that? They don't play them kind of games in the Khalij. They say khalak riyal. You know what I mean? Be a man. What are you doing? Why you got a bracelet on? Even if it's a leather bracelet, what are you doing? You got an ankle bracelet. You got a arm bracelet on. Even if it's leather or whatever, braided leather, whatever that is, that's for women. And that's the ruling. That's not permissible to walk around like that. You got a chain on or a necklace. What are you doing? He said they were any kind of piercings. You got a nose piercing, an earring piercing. No. And mashallah, when Ziad was working at that school, the Saudi sisters was telling him the same thing. He's working at a summer camp last year. But it was on a college campus. So Ziad was chatting with some of the college students. And some of them were Saudi. So the Saudi sister, she told him that, in Saudi, the family, they don't care if you're brown. They don't have that kind of racism, because she was brown herself. And she's like, my family's mixed. It's like, you got light people, you got brown people and everything. However, what they look at is your hair, do you got a fade, you got cut, you know, what's up with your hairline, what's up with your clothes. They look at all of that. They want to make sure that you're raised well, how you presenting yourself. We're not just giving our daughter to anybody. Your religion got to be right, at least on the outside, what's apparent, you know. And I was like, Allahu Akbar, alhamdulillah. Exactly. Naam. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. I got so many stories. I'm about to do a series called Diary of a Real Estate Agent from Philly in Dubai. Or something on that order. I wrote it down. I wrote the title down. But I have so many stories just from me doing real estate and the kind of encounters that I have and the experience that I've had, which I think is absolutely, some of the experiences have been crazy. I just feel the need to just tell stories about it and make fun. I do. So I'm thinking about uploading some of them here. And y'all let me know if y'all be down to listen. It's gonna be like I want to do it like audiobook style, even though I'm not doing an audiobook, but it's gonna be like in story form. But yeah, me and my daughter are out here on a walk. You get so busy driving around or just, you know, working, you don't actually get a chance to, you know, do your walks and things like that. But all right, I appreciate y'all tuning in as usual, and don't forget that Hijrah mandate sacrifice, and I will see you all in the next video, inshallah. Assalamu.